team with Bailey Family Insurance, and I'm with our good friend Steve with the Land of Lincoln Honor Flight. They are just doing some amazing things. So Steve, tell us a little bit about it.
Land of Lincoln Honor Flight is a hub here in Central Illinois that flies our most senior veterans, World War II, Korean, and Vietnam veterans, to Washington, D.C. to see the memorials that were built in their honor for their service. Okay, it's a one-day trip. Leave very early in the morning, get back late at night. We are in our 11th flying season now.
Wow.
We just finished last Tuesday, Christine, our 54th flight, which I think you were at for the Welcome Home.
It's incredible.
And we have flown almost 4,200 veterans at this point through this particular hub.
Wow.
Yeah, we're one hub of about 144 nationally,
Okay.
and we fly out of the Springfield Airport at all times.
Now, Steve, if someone's got a family member that may be interested in flying, or just someone wants to help, how do they get involved?
We have a website, landoflincolnhonorflight.org. We have a Facebook page. They can reach me directly through the Facebook page. I manage it, and reach out to us and get more educated about the organization.
Wonderful. Now, we've talked with a couple of veterans that have actually taken the flight, and it is just a life-changing experience.
Well, we're not counselors or therapists, but sometimes, especially with the combat vets, that really have skin in the game and were really in harm's way and are still dealing with the effects of that 50 years later. It has some real benefits for these guys, and the general public really doesn't realize that at this point. I believe the consensus is that, well, we'll just take the vets out for a nice day trip out to DC and pat them on the back, and it's not that at all. These guys really benefit from this, and as long as there's vets on our wait list, we're going to continue to fly them out there and service them.
Wonderful. And yes, as Steve mentioned, we were out there at the Welcome Home event at the airport here in Springfield, and it was amazing. The vibe in there, the turnout, and then the look on everyone's faces as they returned, it was incredible.
They're receiving the thanks and the appreciation that a lot of these vets never did get. The World War II vets basically came home on a plane or on a boat, went to work. The Korean vets, the Korean War was the forgotten war. Nobody really knew a whole lot about the Korean War, nor did they get thanks. And we know how the Vietnam veterans were received when they got home, which was criminal. So a lot of these guys have been living with that, and they're finally getting that thank you for your service, welcome home, that they've never gotten in their entire lives.
Such an awesome experience for these veterans, to really thank them, and thank you for all you do. You guys are doing amazing things, and thanks so much for coming and chatting with us today.
It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, hi guys, Mark here with Bailey Family Insurance. I'm here with my new friend, Warren, Mr. Musch. He is a Marine combat Iwo Jima veteran. So if you can, just tell us a little bit about, I guess, your experience and coming from or finding out about the honor flight. And
well, somehow or another, I guess I knew about it from very beginning, because Jim Carlton, who was at that time adjutant of our Marine Corps League unit in Jacksonville, Illinois, was on the honor flight committee, and through him I knew about it from the very beginning and was urged to go. Well, I didn't go quite right away. I thought other people needed to go, because my wife and I had been to Washington, D.C. 3 different times when they had the Iwo Jima reunion in Washington, D.C. Around our February 19th, which was our landing date on Iwo. And then I was signed up to go in May or June, I can't remember which, of 2012. Then Mr. Weenie, I can't remember his right name, but anyway, since he's deceased, called me and said, "Can you go in 2 weeks?" And I said, "Well, if we can arrange for my son to be a guardian, that'll work." Well, we got it all done, and I did go in September of 2011. We left Springfield, of course, flew to Washington, D.C., and we were greeted as we landed with water cannons spraying water over top of the plane from both directions, and of course were escorted to the various activities and sites in the Washington, the Marine Corps Memorial, which is #1 for me. Anyway, it was quite nice, because we got on board our bus, and Joan Bertaldo was bus captain, and I was the only Marine on board, so we got convincing back and forth and entertained everybody on our bus. And I had just had a hip replacement in August of 2010, and they offered me help to walk, but I walked every place I needed to go and got along very well. And all the sites we visited, and it was quite an outstanding trip as far as I'm concerned, much more elaborate and impressive than I ever thought possible. And so I'm so fortunate and glad that I was able to go, and I've encouraged others to go too, and that I've come up with and know. So it's, and then the highlight, I think, at the end of seeing all of it, which was wonderful, was on the way home they had mail call. And due to my son and my fellow Marine Corps League members, I think I had somewhere between 35 and 40 letters to open on the way back, and that took up most of the time on the way back. So, and another comment was, my son spread the word as well as all my Marine Corps League buddies, and the reception that I received when I came back was just overwhelming. You know, there's tons of friends and people I knew, people I didn't even know were there to greet me back, which was just outstanding. And one comment I remember my friends saying, they observed my son who was dragging supposedly, and I was still raring to go.
Yeah.
I guess adrenaline was still flying when I got back.
Of course.
So it was, I take an opportunity of a lifetime, and I would suggest anybody who's been in the service, if you were within the confines of the dates of being on active duty, you should go, because it's something you remember for all your life.
Well, our hopes is that, you know, the people that are, you know, watching this, you know, as we are supporters of the honor flight, and clearly my friend Warren, you're definitely a big supporter of the honor flight, that you know, we can get more people to help with the fundraising activities, volunteering, and as well as we need as much help as we can finding Korean War veterans, World War II veterans, so they can share in this awesome experience that you have as well. So if there's anybody out there that has contacts with any Korean veterans, any World War II veterans right now, or you would like to make donations or sponsor your time, we'd love nothing more than you to reach out, you know, to the honor flight and express your gratitude and your willingness to help.
It's a fabulous opportunity, and you know, even if you feel you haven't served like some of the other, some of the rest I've had, that had nothing to do with it. If you were on active duty during the specified times, you're eligible to go and should go.
Excellent.
There's no reason not to, and I'm sure that it'll be a lifelong remembrance that you'll never forget from the experience that you have when you go on the honor flight.